G'day everyone, welcome back to Pommy and Oz. Hope we're all doing really well. If you are new around here, please drop a like, please drop a subscribe. We've just hit 2,000, we've just hit 1,900 subs. The aim is 2,000 by the start of the men's game. So we've got 2 weeks. We're well over where I thought we would be. I set a real ambitious goal. It was 500 subs, smashing it. If you do want to become a member, these legends in the description, they became a member. You can as well. Link is in the description, or it should be just below where you've subscribed, saying join. We do wonderful things, sponsored Domaku, do giveaways, it's grouse. Get your merch, pommysportsalmanac.com.au. Link is in the description there as well. And if you are new, g'day. If you're returning, you're right, how you doing? And what we're doing today is we're talking about the girls' game. 18-point win in Canberra. And it was a real solid game. But before we start, let's have a bit of a shout out to Libbojrjr. They became the fastest player to kick 50 career goals. And it was done in 2 minutes in the third quarter with ease. And I thought it really did give an indication of where the girls are at. They got around Darce and there was a real energy about it. And that is what Libbojrjr brings. They bring that energy, and the girls brought the energy at the Manuka Oval in abundance. And it was really interesting because last week I said it means nothing if you can't back it up. They backed it up, and it was a game that was built really on basics and the basic principles of footy. And that is what is really annoying about these girls, is that they haven't shown it, and it was their intent around the footy that really showed where these girls' strengths are, and they played to their strengths. It's the basics of any sport. You want to play to your strengths and stop the opposition playing to their strengths. And shout outs to certain individuals, Paige Trudgeon and Gabby Pound down the back really held it together, and they linked up a lot in transition, and it was the willingness to go short and hit targets and not blaze away and keep possession. And it really hurt GWS. The GWS really struggled to get any ascendancy in their inside 50s because these girls really did look to transition and then hit them on the counter. And when you've got players like Mimi Hill, who was spectacular, Georgia G and Grace Egan, with big engines who looked to non-stop running, Pound and Trudgeon really did find these girls and got the ball out of D50 with a sense of run and carry and really stretched the game. And it was the mass running that I really enjoyed. The tackle count inside 50 was way lopsided in Carlton's favour. That onus to stop the ball. And I thought the biggest takeout today was, I've always said, if you don't kick to mark, kick to ground, because Carlton girls implode. They really did get into a loose ball and a ground ball get in numbers. They were there at the fall of the ball, helping each other out. And that is basic 101 of footy, particularly in the AFLW. If you can get them numbers around the ball and have options, you're fine. And Carlton's ability to really go short with kick and with handball masked their inability to take a mark, because when the ball was spilled, there was 3 or 4 goals. And that's where you're looking at players like Gearing and Elisa Day. And we know I love Elisa Day. She's copped a lot of criticism this year, from myself included, because I know she's a very good player. Play to her strengths, because she is a physical specimen. That's what Maddie Gearing and Elisa Day like to do. They like to get in tight. They like them contested situations. They like that physicality. And Elisa Day really bullied their opposite number, along with Keely Shearer as well. 5 tackles for her. She really looked for that physicality aspect and looked to do the simple things well. A big shout out as well to Gould, Jess Gould, allowing Bryon Moody to fall behind the ball when needed, but also go forward when needed and offering a target. And Gould is really holding it together, and she's just quietly going about her work as that relief ruckman and also going up forward. That it kind of goes unnoticed by many people, but it's so integral to Carlton's girls' system that they have that target one out. And Bryon Moody is allowed to do that because Gould really does hold it together. Particularly, you find that Bryon does the ruck work and then Jess Gould slots into where Bryon would be. And then Bryon goes and roams around the ground and Jess kind of like tags almost the opposition ruck. It's a really interesting little gambit in the structure, and I do criticise Harford. Got to credit him there. That's good. That's good coaching. That's good footy, because you want Bryon around the ground. You don't want to just doing one liaising job. Darcy Vesey, though, special shout out. 4 tackles, all of them inside 50, and really set the tone. And it's good to see Darcy in the last couple of weeks us kick to her strengths. And they're not a marking forward. They're more of a crumbing forward. That's where you want them. You want them running onto the ball. And Darcy's really benefited from that. And in the third quarter, you saw them little scrub kicks inside 50. Darcy makes you look talented. And they took the goal really... They took both goals incredibly well. And it was basics footy. And that's where you want them. And it was that willingness for a second goal to look inside 50 when you do have possession inside 50. That 50-metre penalty happened, and they're now actively looking for better options, not taking it on themselves. And that was a real solid one. Maddie Prasparkis again as well, really looking to move the ball short, not looking to blaze away. Took a goal well, was unlucky with the second. I thought she should have got that one. But Maddie again, her and Pound were real conduits for how the ball was moved. That trio with Mimi Hill and also, to a lesser extent, Abby McKay, who was phenomenal as well, really got in close and got into personal. They look to move the ball short, which encourages the whole team to do it. When you've got these primary ball users panicking and burying it long, it kind of it rubs off on players, and you see it in the men's game as well. Kes Harrington, with Paige trudging down the back, really holding it together with Alofi, we're starting to see her play a more dynamic role as well. And I'm really enjoying this. A lot of her time was kind of in that, almost, I hate to use the NFL term, but like a quarterback role behind midfield, but not in defence. And that's where you want Kes. You don't want her doing a residual defending role. You want her getting involved in play because she's direct. And she's one of the girls that I'll allow to kick long. I really enjoy when she penetrates the play with her booming kick. And she was breaking up the play in that kind of 70-metre out. And that's where you want her breaking up the play. You want it there because that's a real danger area, a real hot spot for transition. The tackling was really good though, and that is what really impresses me. It was the basics, and it masks our inability to mark. We still have that issue with kick mark, and you saw how it helped GWS because that could have been higher. But GWS, real strong marking side because their kicks are in that trajectory that is a lot easier to mark. It gets there faster. Carlton girls have a tendency to loop that kick, which gives you time to reset and adjust to it. But the way that Carlton girls pressured and they were looking to actively help each other, for me, is a real positive sign because they've got Gold Coast Suns next week, and that should be a game that, a bit like this GWS, if you get your system right, you get your game plan right, you're going to get the dub. Then it goes on to Melbourne, but they're working, you can see they're actively working on things, and it's okay, they probably weren't hurried, they weren't pressured, but you need these type of games to get that system going. I do look at some players though, like McAvoy, spend more time down back. I want to see her get on the ball a bit more. I want to see her get involved a little bit more because I feel that in the games where it's tighter, we're going to want her to have the 15, 16 touches. But all in all, that is a real solid performance. And there were some real standouts there. Like I say, Lalofi, she probably doesn't get the credit she deserves. Real strong. Keely Shearer was real strong as well. Didn't find a lot of the ball, but her intensity and her effort and her tackle pressure was phenomenal. And like Gabby Pound doesn't get the kudos as well, but was real reassured down there and played that kind of Adam Sard role of looking to exit. That defensive 50 transition in the last 2 weeks versus the first 6 weeks, it's chalk and cheese, and it's real strong. All in all, plenty to work with, but more importantly, things to work on. And if they can bring that pressure and bring that intensity when it's not quite going well, you can buy yourself a bit of time, buy yourself out of trouble. And that was a really impressive performance from the girls. I'm really happy with that 4 points. And there's still a few ironing issues to iron out, you know, that kick mark. If we can get that kick mark game going, where we can get these marks, take these marks, and relieve a bit of pressure, that'll help when the pressure comes. But all in all, it's a plus, and there's a lot of pluses there to take into next week. Another game where Gold Coast won't give up, and see where we go. Let me know what you think in the comments. I was really happy with that performance. I'm looking forward to the last 2 weeks of the season, which coincide with the start of the men's. Let me know in the comments what you thought. Until next time, Pommy out.